How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the eNVision Growth Podcast. I am your host, Alex Portillo, and this is my lovely wife and co-host, Lynn Portillo.
Hey, guys.
We're super excited to be back with our next project, our new project, which is the eNVision Growth Podcast. For those of you who have followed us in the past, you know that we have done a podcast previously called the Anime Note Podcast. That podcast focused on taking anime, anime shows, and talking about the experiences, talking about the lessons learned that we take from it, and then adapting it or relating it to everyday life and just taking lessons learned from it, sharing it with you guys. This podcast is totally different. One thing that we enjoyed about our previous one is creating. Like, we really enjoyed having the conversations that we had, being able to connect at a deeper level, being able to just discuss about different things that we both enjoy doing. So when we took a break from that podcast, we knew we wanted to do something again. We just didn't know what direction we wanted to go. So we took this time that we've been on break, so to say, to think about what we wanted to do, what direction we wanted to go, if we were going to do a season 2 of the Anime Note, or if we were going to do something completely different. Based on the title, you can see that we're doing something completely different. As you know, like I said, as we sat there and thought about what we wanted to do, relationships is something that really came to mind. And what I mean by relationships is just the dynamics of different relationships. So whether we recognize it, whether we see it or not, we're in relationships we're in all different kinds of relationships. You have relationships with your parents, right? You have relationships with your siblings. You have relationships with your spouse if you're married. You have relationships with your partner if you're dating or engaged, or I guess that would be fiance. But those kinds of relationships. Relationships with friends, peers, co-workers, I guess the same thing. With your animals, with your dogs, if you're a dog person like us, we love our dogs, right? So that's a different kind of relationship.
And the most important one, God.
Thank you. So that's something that, relationships with God, as Lynn just mentioned, that's something that's very important to us. And that's something that we will be discussing in this podcast, throughout our episodes. But really the goal here is we want to talk about our relationships with all these different, dynamics, types, categories. Thank you. And talk about our experiences with those different relationship categories and give tips or give our knowledge, that's the word, to you guys. We want to be able to give our experiences, give action steps, give different tips that we wish we knew at that time or that we've learned now. And ultimately, it all boils down to this. We want to be able to help, right? Our goal is to help you build on those relationships, grow those relationships, and just have more fulfilling relationships with the people around you. Lynn, is there something that I missed?
Yeah, we want to help you find success in these different relationships through our personal successes, our failures. We want to really help you be able to grow in those relationships too. Because you don't want to stay stagnant. That's where a lot of issues come up with relationships, is when no one's working to make them better. So with eNVision Growth, we're really wanting you to set the vision for those relationships and work to grow them every day.
Yeah, I completely agree. And this is why she's my co-host, because she can take all these jumbled up words and all these long phrases that I just said and then condense it into one beautiful paragraph. So, yes, thank you very much for making that a lot better. So is there, do you want to talk about what people can look forward to, at least these first couple of episodes, and ultimately what we want to do long term?
Yeah, so also, you guys, we're new to the video podcasting thing, so we're going to get comfortable in front of the camera. We did only audio for our first one, and now we're just playing the field with the video, so be patient with us if we look a little awkward, because I know I'm sure I do. I can't see it, but I'm positive.
Real quick, there's the power in acknowledgement, right? You may have heard this phrase in the past, you address the elephant in the room. I wouldn't say there's an elephant in the room, but to that point, yes, we are new to the video side of things, and I'm a natural, for those of you who are familiar with the concept DISC. So it's a personality assessment tool. I'm a high I. So what that means is I'm a big, I stands for influential. I'm a DI, I should say. So D is direct, dominant, and then I is influential. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I'm a very outspoken person, and I'm very extroverted, but ironically, right now I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone. I will adapt, I promise you, but, just bear with us.
Yeah. And the funny thing with DISC is Alex is the DI of DISC, DISC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the SC of the DISC. So completely different personalities. I'm an introvert. I'm shy. I'm quiet. You'll probably hear me step in. I'll get more comfortable as we go. But Alex will be getting the conversation flowing because I like to say eyes are the social butterflies of the DISC. They're good at talking. I'm working on it. But to continue where we were, I just wanted to acknowledge that we're getting used to it. But for the podcast, we really want to focus in these next few weeks some key things that all people struggle with in relationships. Communication. Number one. We're not going to be able to fix any problems or grow in a relationship if you can't talk. And you can't discuss finances, children, all friends, just any problems that come up if you can't communicate those problems. So we're going to be really focusing on communication in the beginning and just working through just those things that come up in relationships.
Yep. And that's perfectly well said. And to add to that, we want to make this as interactive as possible. So there's going to be different ways that you can interact with us, either through social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Well, actually not Facebook, mainly Instagram and YouTube. But we want to be able to answer questions that you may have as these episodes air, and we talk about these different concepts. So there'll be ways that you can connect with us, and we'll want to answer your questions in following episodes. We'll do it through our Instagram, maybe Instagram Live. That's going to be something different and new for us too, because we've never done an Instagram Live. But the concept's pretty simple in my opinion, so we can go from there.
We're trying things.
We're trying different things, and that's the important thing, right? Is that I'm a big believer in growth. I'm a big believer in being uncomfortable. There's a saying that says discomfort is where growth happens, or there's no growth in comfort, however you want to say it. But yeah, this is all, relatively new to us, or some aspects of this is going to be new to us, and we're excited to learn along with you guys. So if you there we go. Here's our first one. If you know about video podcasts, or if you know, particularly about video podcasts or just podcasts in general, and you want to give us feedback, please, we're always open to feedback. We want to get better. We want to be able to create content that is informative and it's helpful and it's
enjoyable to watch.
Enjoyable,
too, not just boring.
Yep. But what the other word that I was looking for is relatable, right? We want to make sure that it's relatable. So please give us feedback. We're always open to that. But other than that, that is our goal. That is our vision. That is what we want to do with this project, and we're just super excited for you guys to be along and to be a part of the journey. And I'm excited to do this journey again with you. I think we're going to do a lot of growth, and we're going to help a lot of people, and that's ultimately the goal.
And I think it will be helpful for us. You'll get to observe live us growing together too, having some difficult conversations, maybe some debates.
Yep.
I can get a little debatey and sassy with him, which is fun, and it'll be a good journey for us to all go on together. Yeah,
and she's good at putting me on the spot too, so you'll get to see how I react to those kinds of situations. But anyways, here's what you can do in the meantime. Our first episode is set to release on Monday, March 25th at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You'll be able to see it on YouTube. You'll be able to see it on Spotify, listen to the audio on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, I think Amazon. There's a couple of other platforms that we'll be using and uploading to. All of that is going to be in our description. But we will be releasing episodes weekly. So every single Monday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We want to start your week off right with some motivation, with some different insights, some different perspectives. And ultimately, we want to be able to help you grow and become ultimately have the relationships and grow into the relationships that you want to have with those around you.
Yeah, it's really important to have that fellowship with people. So we want to make sure that we are having good, positive, impactful fellowship.
Yep, I agree. So without further ado, we are excited to start this journey with you and look forward to connecting and talking with you guys here in the near future. Until then, we'll see you guys soon. And this is my catchphrase, so this is what you're going to hear me say pretty much every episode. Go out there, shatter your limits, and ascend. Let's get after it.
I don't have a catchphrase, but I'll see you guys later. Bye.